Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev च patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your most valuable association. We have 1 more minute to go, so what I will do is I will start reading Srila Prabhupada's quote for today. Thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you, dear Yashomati Priya Mataji, for that very, very beautiful recitation. One second. Okay. So today is 24th of February. Prabhupada says, this was spoken by Srila Prabhupada on February 24, 1977 in Mayapur. Srila Prabhupada said, if you do not go to the temple or do not hear to the Acharya, you can at least try to understand my presence when you see a flower or smell a flower, even drinking water by seeing sunshine. One second. Sorry. Yeah, I got the wrong quote. I'm just going to read the correct quote again. Sorry for the mistake. 24th February. A man has served the family with heart and soul throughout the whole life. And when he is an old man, if he asks permission from his wife, my dear wife, now I have served so much. Let me take sannyas now. The wife will never give permission. She will say, what have you done? This son is not yet settled up. This daughter is not yet married. How can you take sannyas? So you cannot do. So actually, he is the servant of the wife, but he is thinking, I am the master of the family. This is called Maya. Thank you to devotees for joining us and giving us your most valuable association. We are very honored to have our most loved speaker, His Grace Adi Gadadhar Prabhu, on call today. And Prabhuji will be speaking on Sri Caitanya Bhagavata. This is chapter 6, verses 25 through 35. Antya Kanda. Hare Krishna Prabhu, you may now take over the call.
Mataji, 25 or 21?
Oh, yeah, sorry, it is 21. Yeah, because Prabhu couldn't cover a couple of verses earlier. Yeah, 20.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Prativalasini Mataji, for this opportunity to speak on Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur on this very nice Harikatha platform, Bhakti Sangha Japa group. Let us begin with our Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, let me share my screen. We are continuing our study of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahasaya, Antya Khanda, chapter 6, entitled The Glories of Lord Shri Nityananda Prabhu, text 21 through 35. शास्त्र मत मुईताना ना देखो नाचार एते के मोहार चित्ते संदेह अपार। In Navadvip, there lived a Brahmin who had doubts about Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And he was quite bewildered by the appearance, the behavior, and the activities of Lord Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So, this Brahman, with great courage, decided to go all the way from Navadvip to Sri Jagannath Puri Dham. And there, in a very private place, he met with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and requested Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu if he could get some clarification on the doubts he was having about Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And in that conversation, the Brahman from Navadvip is telling Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Dev in Jagannath Puri, about Lord Nityananda Prabhu. शास्त्र मत मोहिताना ना देखो आचार. My dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I do not see Sri Nityananda Prabhu follow the directions of the Holy Scriptures. Eteke mohara chitte sandeha apar. And because I do not see Sri Nityananda Prabhu follow the instructions of the Holy Scriptures, I have developed a lot of doubts about Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And this Brahman, in his own way, was justified in harboring those doubts in his mind. In the purport, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ji Maharaj, the revered spiritual master of our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, points out that in Sri Brahma Vaivarta Puran, Shri Krishna Janma Khanda, chapter 83, it is stated, Tambulam vidhava strinam yatinam brahmacharinam sanyasinam cha gomamsa suratulyam shrutau shrutam. For a vidhva, a widow, brahmachari, for a brahmachari, yatinam, for a sannyasi or a renunciate, sannyasinam, tambulam, to eat pan is as good as go mas, is as good or as bad, as sinful as eating beef. For a sannyasi or a renunciate, to eat pan is as bad as eating beef, gomas, or suratulya. It is as bad as drinking alcohol, liquor. Sura means liquor. Shrutau shrutam. This is heard in the Vedas. It is the verdict of the Shrutis, the Vedas, which is the highest evidence, highest praman. So our holy scriptures tell us that a person who is in the renounced order of life, sannyasi or a brahmachari, they should not eat pan. And what is Shri Nityananda Prabhu eating all the time? Pan. Haribol. Also, in the Paramhamsa Upanishad, it is stated, Aniketa sthitir eva, Aniketa sthitir eva sabhikshur, Hatakadinam naiva parigrahet. A sannyasi should be a niketan, should not have a fixed residence, and he should never accept opulent items like gold, etc. Hat kadinam na eva parigrahet, should not accept ornaments made up of precious metals like gold. A sannyasi should not wear gold. A sannyasi should not have a residence. And Sri Nityananda Prabhu always lived in nice residences, either of his disciples, some rich disciples also, and some who were Shudras. And he always decorated himself with golden bangles, golden armlets, golden anklets, golden necklaces, gold rings. So all this seem to contradict what the scriptures say. And in this way, several references are there. It is said that a sannyasi should only have a sannyas danda, wear saffron cloth. But Sri Nityananda Prabhu wore nice blue dress, silk clothes. So Sri Nityananda Prabhu appeared to transgress the rules and regulations of the Holy Scriptures. This the Brahman is pointing out to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the next verse, 22, the Brahman tells Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Badaloka bali tare bale sarva jane, tathapi ashramachara na kare na kene. The Brahman asks Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Bale Sarvajane, all the people are saying that Sri Nityananda Prabhu is Badaloka. He's a very great personality. He's a very great personality. He's a very great personality. Everyone says. तथापि आश्रम आचार ना करे न केने. But my question is, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if Sri Nityananda Prabhu is really Badalok, he's a big man, he's a great personality, he's a very advanced person, very high class individual, then why he doesn't follow the duties of his ashram? He is in a renounced order of life. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is not married. He is in the renounced order of life. So he's brahmachari, he's a sannyasi, avadhut. What is he? But why is he carrying an iron rod in his hand instead of a sannyas wooden danda? Instead of wearing saffron clothes, why is Sri Nityananda Prabhu wearing nice silk blue dress? Sannyasi is not supposed to touch metal. Why is he wearing golden rings and necklaces and armlets? Sannyasi is not able supposed to eat. A renunciant is not supposed to eat pan. Brahmachari, sannyasi is not supposed to eat pan. Why he is always eating pan? I'm not able to understand why Sri Nityananda Prabhu is not following the rules of his ashram, ashram achar. Na kare. Why he is not following the rules of his ashram? The Brahman further says in text 23, Jadi more भृत्य है न ज्ञान था के मने कि मर्म इहार प्रभु कह श्री वदने. My dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jadi more bhritya, if you consider me to be your servant, O Lord, then please explain to me, Prabhu Kaha Shri Vadane, with your lotus mouth, please, with your holy mouth, please explain to me, Ki Marma Ihar. What is this mystery? Why Shri Nityananda Prabhu is not following the rules and regulations of his ashram dharma? सुकृति ब्राह्मण प्रश्न कैल शुभ क्षणे अमायाय प्रभु तत्व कहिले न ताने. When the pious Brahman, Sukruti Brahman, made this enquiry, Shubha Kshane, at a proper time, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Nibritya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was alone, then because this Brahman was a pious Brahman, because his enquiry was genuine, because his enquiry was not filled with Vaishnava Aparadha, it was free from Vaishnava Aparadha. He did it in a very proper way. He traveled all the way from Bengal to Sri Jagannath Puri Dham. He spoke to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a solitary place, not in a class, not in a public place where others could hear. And with Mahaprabhu's permission, he very respectfully explained the dilemma, the confusion that he was having in his heart. And therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave a very straightforward answer. Amayaya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not do Maya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not cheat him. In a very non-duplicitous way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave his answer. The Lord and his devotees give kripa. Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu. Krishna is Karuna Nidhi. He is the ocean, Karuna Sindhu, ocean of Karuna. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu. Krishna is Karuna Sindhu. Devotees are Kripa Sindhu. This mercy from Sri Krishna and Sri Krishna's pure devotees, it comes in two forms. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj explains this. The kripa comes as sakapat kripa or nishkapat kripa. When the sadhak is not very pure hearted, then the kripa that is given is sakapat kripa. Someone has material desires. Then Krishna will say, all right, you do this particular puja and you will get a nice kingdom. You will get money. You'll get a good wife. You'll get a good husband. Your disease will be cured. You'll live a long life. So that is also kripa. Someone does Mahamrutyunjay jap and avoids death for some time, postpones death by some time. That is also kripa, but it is sakapat kripa. Why? Because this kripa is a material benediction. This kripa is not going to take you to Vaikuntha. After receiving this kripa, ultimately you will still be in this material world as a prisoner. But Nishkapat kripa is that kripa where you get Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ravan worshipped Lord Shiva for strength and power, and Lord Shiva gave it. Banasur worshipped Lord Shiva and asked material benediction. Lord Shiva gave it. But when that devotee of Lord Shiva, who was very sincere, he prayed very sincerely to Lord Shiva, then Ashutosh, Gangadhar, Nilakantha, Trinayan, Lord Shiva, told him, go to my friend Sri Sanatan Goswami at Dwadash Aditya Til on the bank of Yamuna in Sri Vrindavan Dham. And Goswami ji will fulfill your desire. That is Nishkapat Kripa. When you get Krishna. The Prachetas got Nishkapat Kripa of Lord Shiva because he taught them Bhagavad Dharma. You see? So Kripa is Sakapat, Nishkapat. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to do Amayaya Kripa, Nishkapat Kripa on the Sukriti Brahman because of the way he approached this problem. What was the problem? Raise your hand. Yes, Satyarupama Mataji. What was the Brahman's problem?
He could not understand why Nityananda Prabhu is dressed like that, and even though being a sannyasi, he was not understanding why Nityananda Prabhu is not showing himself as a sannyasi with the etiquettes what he's showing.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Correct. Now, second point. Why is he Sukriti? Why is he called Sukriti Brahman by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahasaya? What is so good about this Brahman? He's having doubts about Sri Nityananda Prabhu. What is so good about him?
He
Please raise your
inquired
hand.
openly. Sorry.
Yes, Mataji. Please go ahead. Priti Lasini Mataji.
I thought he went and inquired openly instead of directly to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about this.
Yes. Instead of creating a rumor in Navadvip, "Hey, what Nita is doing, he did not gossip. He went straight to the highest authority and in a very secluded place where no one else, no third person was listening. This Sukruti Brahman expressed his heart to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is very important. That is why he is called Sukruti Brahman. Purport. The doubt that the Brahman developed on seeing Lord Sri Nityananda Prabhu's deviation, apparent deviation from proper behavior, was actually an indication of his good fortune. Because this doubt is good fortune, because this doubt is going to prompt him to approach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And at the end of this chapter, you will see what a transformation this Brahman undergoes. 25. Shuniya viprera vakya Shri Gaura Sundara Hasiya viprera prati karila uttara. Being pleased with this Brahman's approach to this problem, how he approached it in a very respectful Vaishnava way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled. Shunya viprera vakya Shri Gaura Sundara Hasiya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and viprera prati karila uttar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, having heard all the doubts this Brahman was having, is going to answer the question of this Brahman. Let us see what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replies. 26. Shuna vipra maha adhikari je bahay, তবে তা না দোষ গুণ কিছু না জন্মায়. Listen, my dear Brahman. Shuna Vipra. Listen, Brahman. Maha Adhikari Jeba hai. When one is a Mahadhikari, Mahadhikari means Uttam Adhikari. There are three levels of devotees. There is Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, Uttam Adhikari. Mahadhikari means one who has Bhakti Adhikar to the full extent. He is a Uttam Adhikari. If someone is a Mahadhikari, a very advanced devotee, तबे ताना दोष गुण किछु ना जन्माए. Then such a great personality, a Mahabhagavat, a Mahadhikari Bhakta, does not have gun, does not have good qualities, and does not have dosh. Dosha guna kichuna. Such a great Mahabhagavat, Mahadhikari devotee does not have good qualities and does not have bad qualities. What? Does not have good qualities? Yes. A pure devotee does not have good qualities and does not have bad qualities. A pure devotee only has transcendental qualities. Vishuddha Sattva. Haribol. Dosh guna are material things, they are material dualities. But a pure devotee, te dvandva nirmukta. Bhajante mam dridhavrata. They are beyond the dvandvas of this world. They are beyond auspicious, inauspicious. They are beyond pious, impious. They are transcendental to all this. They are situated on the platform of Vishuddha Sattva. They are situated on the transcendental platform beyond the modes of material nature. Sagunan samatitayatan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. That is the first thing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. A Mahadhikari, pure devotee like Sri Nityananda Prabhu, is beyond guna dosh. You are doing dosha darshan. You are seeing faults in Sri Nityananda Prabhu. But please understand, Sri Nityananda Prabhu can have no faults. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is beyond guna dosh. He is beyond pious, impious activities. He is transcendental completely. Purport. Sri Gaura Sundar said to that pious, doubtful Brahman, quote, material qualification or superficial vision is one thing, and to grasp the profound meaning through keen vision is another thing. The qualification of those who always favorably cultivate Krishna consciousness after giving up the coverings of extraneous desires, karma, and jnana is different. Their qualification is different from that of others. Materialistic people are under the control of their mind, intelligence, and false ego. But for a pure devotee, as a lotus leaf cannot hold mercury or water, a heart engaged in giving pleasure to Sri Krishna, Anukulyana Krishna Anushilanam, never invites inauspiciousness based on selfish interest. They are beyond. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his very, very typical style, makes a statement and then substantiates it with a verse from the Holy Scriptures. Most commonly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quotes Sri Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Even between the two, Srimad Bhagavatam much more than Bhagavad Gita also. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, text 27, quotes a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, chapter 20, text 36. न मयि एकांत भक्तानां गुणदोषोद्भवा गुणाः साधूनां समचित्तानां बुद्धे परमुपेयुषाम्. Very important. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is quoting Srimad Bhagavatam, which says, न मयि एकांत भक्तानां गुण दोष उद्भव. In my unalloyed devotees, ekanta bhaktanam, those who are my unalloyed devotees, those who are my pure devotees, material piety and material sin, guna dosh, na udbhava, cannot exist. They are free from material hankering. They maintain steady spiritual consciousness. Sadhunam samachittanam. The sadhus are samachitta. They are very steady in their spiritual Krishna consciousness. Indeed, such devotees have achieved me already. Upeyusham. They have already achieved me, who am beyond anything that can be conceived by material intelligence. Buddhe param. I am beyond mind intelligence, and they have already achieved me. Why? Because samachittanam. Murari padar pita chitta vritti. Their chitta vritti is completely devoted to my lotus feet. Murari padar pita chitta vritti. Mai arpita mano buddhir. Mameva Shasi Asamshaya. They have already attained Krishna. And because they have attained Krishna, they have attained me, Shri Krishna is saying, there are no good and bad qualities in them. They only have transcendental qualities, spiritual qualities. This is very important to understand. 28. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again gives, as an expert preacher, he gives an analogy that makes it easier to understand. Padma patre je na kabhu nahi lage jol, ei mata nityananda swarupa nirmal. Hari bol. Just as the lotus leaf is untouched by water, always remains above the water. Similarly, my Shri Nityananda Swarup Prabhu is nirmala. There is no mal in Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Shri Nityananda Prabhu is completely untouched by the mucky water of material world, and he is completely nirmal and he is completely pure, like a lotus leaf. Nityananda Swarup. Swarup is the Brahmachari name of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. 29. परमार्थे कृष्ण चंद्र ताहान शरीरे निश्चय जानिह विप्र सर्वदा विहरे. Very important Siddhanta. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining this Brahman, and through this Brahman, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining to all of us that, oh Brahman, Vipra, please know for certain, Janiha, Nishchaya, please know for certain that Lord Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna Chandra, always, Sarvada, enjoys Vihare, pastimes in the body of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. परमार्थे कृष्ण चंद्र ताहान शरीरे निश्चय जानिह विप्र सर्वदा विहरे. It is not Nityananda Prabhu eating pan. It is Shri Krishna eating through the mouth of Nityananda Prabhu. It is not that Nityananda Prabhu is wearing golden necklaces and golden rings. No. Shri Krishna is enjoying those rings, those golden necklaces through the body of Shri Nityananda Prabhu, because Nityananda Prabhu's body is non-different from Krishna's body. Tomara Hridaya Sada Govinda Vishram. Govinda is always there. Krishna, Chandra is always there in Shri Nityananda Prabhu. When Nitai enjoys, Krishna is enjoying through Nitai. Hari Bol. Krishna Chandra Tahana Sharire Vihare. Krishna is enjoying through the body of Nityananda Prabhu. Shripad Vallabhacharya very famously once had a conversation with his disciples. Disciples were very busy arranging something. Shripad Vallabhacharya said, "What are you arranging?" And the disciples of Shripad Vallabhacharya said that in honor of the anniversary of passing away of this one of the great devotees, we are offering prasad seva to 100 top class brahmanas. So Shripad Vallabhacharya smiled, and the disciples asked, Guru Maharaj, what makes you smile? Please explain. Please tell us if you think it is appropriate. Acharya were Shripad Vallabhacharya Maharaj of the Rudra Sampradaya, Shri Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, told his followers, disciples, that this is good, but instead of serving 100 Brahmanas, it is better if you serve one Vaishnava, because one Vaishnava is equal to 100 Brahmanas, Jati Brahmanas. So they said, very good. Then why one Vaishnava? We will find 100 Vaishnavas and we will feed 100 Vaishnavas. So Shripad Vallabhacharya smiled again. Gurudev, you are smiling, there must be some reason. Please tell us. Shripad Vallabhacharya replied that feeding 100 Vaishnavas is equivalent to feeding one Premi Bhakta, one Mahadhikari, Uttamadhikari. So then the disciple said, all right, then we will serve 100 Premi Bhaktas, Uttamadhikari. And Shripad Vallabhacharya said, that is not possible. There are not 100 Premi Bhaktas in this world. Which means, Muktanam api Siddhanam Narayana Parayana Sudurlabha. prashantatma, kotish api mahamune. There are many Brahmanas, there are many Vaishnavas also. More Brahmanas, less Vaishnavas. And among many Vaishnavas, one will be a Premi Bhakta. And such Premi Bhaktas are not many. Because pure bhakti is Sudur Labha. It is very rarely attained. And Sri Nityananda Prabhu is one such Bhakta. And through his body, Krishna is enjoying. So if we get such a pure devotee, Mahabhagvat, then we should serve such a pure devotee. Because when we cook for such a devotee, we feed such a Vaishnava, through the body of that Vaishnava, Krishna is enjoying. When we offer a garland to that Vaishnava, we offer chandan to that Vaishnava, Krishna is accepting all that through the body of that devotee, because that devotee is Samachittanam. He is a Mahabhagvat. He is always fixed in Krishna consciousness. Hari Bol. Shri Nityananda Prabhu is always engaged in favorable cultivation of Krishna consciousness, Anukulyana Krishna Anushilanam. Therefore, since Shri Krishna is situated within Shri Nityananda Prabhu, whatever actions he performs should not be considered like the activities of ordinary living entities who are forced to enjoy the fruits of their own karma. Whatever activities a great person like Shri Nityananda Prabhu does, please know that Shri Krishna is enjoying those activities. So Shri Krishna eats through the mouths of his devotees. Hari Bol. So it is important to serve the Vaishnavas. अधिकारी बय करे ताहान आचार दुख पाए से ही जन पाप जन्मे तार. In text 30, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that if an unqualified person imitates the behavior of a Mahabhagavat, anukaran, imitates, then dukkha paye sejan, then that person will suffer and we will become implicated in sins, papa janmetar. Mahadhikari, gunadosha na janme. But one who is imitating a Uttam Adhikari is doing anukaran instead of anusaran, is imitating instead of following the instructions. By imitation, we become implicated in sins. This is very important to understand. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives an example again. So, my dear friends, please note, throughout Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit, throughout Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, we see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preaching. And if we carefully observe the preaching strategy, we will appreciate it very much. And this is the preaching strategy that Srila Prabhupada followed, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada followed. And this is the philosophy, preaching style that we should also follow. Mahajanoyana Gathasapanta. What is the strategy? When a question is asked, we first answer the question in simple philosophical terms. Then we substantiate it with a Shastric quotation. And then we give a example from Shastra, a case study to further illustrate the philosophical point. If anyone other than Rudra विनय अन्य जदि करे विषपान सर्वथाय मरे सर्व पुराण प्रमाण. If anyone other than Rudra drinks poison, he will certainly die. This is the verdict of all the Puranas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, only Rudra can drink poison, halahal poison. Nobody else can do that. Only Lord Shiva. Similarly, certain activities only a Mahabhagavat can do, and we should not imitate. Mrityunjay, or Lord Shiva, who has conquered death, easily drank poison and became known as Nilakantha. But if on seeing that unqualified, worthless living entities consider themselves equal to Lord Shiva, they bring about their own ruination. Only Lord Shiva can do it. We should not imitate. We should not do anukaran, cheap imitation. We should do anusaran. We should take shelter and follow the instructions of the great devotees. not imitate them. If we carefully study the history, Vaishnava history, we will see that many devotees have gotten into trouble because of imitating the previous acharyas. The way Srila Prabhupada was worshipped by his disciples, Srila Prabhupada could take it because Srila Prabhupada deserved it. Srila Prabhupada had spent an entire lifetime in preparation. 70 years he had prepared. Then Srila Prabhupada became Jagat Guru. And then it did not matter how much people worshipped Srila Prabhupada because Srila Prabhupada was a pure devotee. But if lesser devotees start accepting the role of a Shiksha Guru or a Diksha Guru and start accepting worship, if one is not qualified, if one is not empowered by Guru and Krishna to take on that role, then one will certainly fall down. What is the meaning of fall down? Fall down means we will lose our taste in bhakti. We will not be able to finish our sadhana nicely, and our material desires will increase. Previously, we were not watching movies, we were not watching several things, but now suddenly the desire comes to watch all those things. That is a fall down. Previously, we were doing 32 rounds. Now we are only doing 16 rounds. That is a fall down. Previously, we were doing more bhajan. Now we are doing less bhajan. That is a fall down. And this tastelessness in bhakti comes because we have gone artificially beyond our qualification. We have gone beyond our adhikar. This is called Maryada Vyatikram. If we do Maryada Vyatikram, we go beyond our adhikar, beyond our qualification. Then we will lose taste in bhakti and we will get taste in material sense enjoyment and distraction. So we should not imitate. 32 and 33. Again, so Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made a statement that pure devotees don't have mundane good or bad qualities. They are completely transcendental, spiritual. He quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam to substantiate that point. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the example of Rudra. Only Rudra is Rudra. A Jiva can never become Shiva. Now another quotation. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 33, texts 29 and 30. This is from the Shri Ras Panchadhyay. Very important. Parikshit Maharaj, for our benefit and for benefit of all the listeners of Srimad Bhagavatam, raises a question, a doubt about Krishna's Ras Leela. How can Shri Krishna, who has come to establish Dharma samsthapanarthaya, sambhavami yuge yuge, how can that Shri Krishna dance, embrace, and kiss the wives of other men in the middle of the night? How is that moral? How is that justified? How is that good? And in response, Sri Shukdev Goswami speaks these verses. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is directly quoting these verses from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.33.29 and 30. Shri Shuka Uvacha Dharma Vyatikramo Drishta Ishwaranam Cha Sahasam Tejiyasam Na Doshaya Vahane Sarva Bhujo Yatha Naitat Samachare Jatu Manasapi Anishwaraha विनश्यत्याचरन् मौढ्यात् यथा रुद्रोऽब्धिजं विषम्. Hare Krishna. Very powerful statement by Sri Shukdev Goswami. The status of powerful controllers, Teji Assam. Teji Assam means those who are very tejasvi, those who are very powerful personalities. Teji Assam, na doshaya. One should not find faults in the Teji Assam, in the very, very powerful people. The status of powerful controllers is not harmed by any apparently audacious transgression of morality, such as seeing women. We may see in them these apparent transgressions of morality, but we should not consider them contaminated. Why? For they are just like fire. Teji Assam are like Vahani. Vahani means fire, because fire can take our offerings to the person. When we do Shraddha, we offer the offering in the fire. And fire being Vahan, a vehicle, fire is called Vahani, will take it to the departed loved one or the ancestor. So fire is called the transporter, the medium. So he's called Vahan, Vahani. So just like Vahani, just like fire, it devours everything that is fed into it. You put camphor in fire, it will be devoured. You put a piece of wood, it will be devoured. You put a put of paper, paper will be devoured. You put a human body also, the human body will become ashes. Everything will become ash in fire. Fire will transform everything into ashes. So just like Vahane, just like fire devours everything that is fed into it, yet fire remains fire. It's not that you put wood in the fire, then fire becomes something else. It becomes a woody fire. Not that you put paper in fire, it becomes papery fire. Fire will remain fire. Fire doesn't change, no matter what you put. But whatever you put will become ashes. Powerful personalities like Lord Shiva, Srila Prabhupada, they are like fire. The pure devotees are like fire. They are not affected by who comes in contact with them. But those who come in contact with them get transformed, not otherwise. Prabhupada came to America alone, not that Prabhupada became like the Americans. The Americans who came in contact with Prabhupada became Vaishnavas like Prabhupada. Haribu. That is the example of fire. Certainly, one who is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead should never, even within his mind, imitate his activities. One should not imitate the activities of great personalities. If we go to some place all alone and think, I will start my own ISKCON, I will start a Hare Krishna revolution alone here. Hare Krishna. We will never be able to do it. One should not imitate the activities of the Teji Assam, the great personalities like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, or Srila Prabhupada, or Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. If out of ignorance one does so, he will be destroyed. Vinashya will be destroyed. Vinashati. Just as if one were to imitate Lord Shiva. Yatha Rudro Abdhijam Visham. He drank the Visham, the poison that was Abdhijam, that was Janma, born from Abdi, the ocean of milk. Poison that appeared from the churning of the ocean, that most deadly poison was drunk by Rudra, Lord Shiva. But if we try to imitate that, we will be burnt to ashes with the poisonous fire. 34. So we should not imitate personalities like Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Shiva, Srila Prabhupada, but we should do Anusaran. Anukulena Krishnanushilanam. We should do Anushilanam, not Anukaran. 34. Ete ke je na janiya nindeta na karma nija doshe se dukha paya janma janma. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further says, therefore, a person without knowledge, ninde tana karma, does ninda of the activities of Teji Assam or Mahi Assam, same thing. Teji Assam or Mahi Assam has the same meaning. Great, powerful, effulgent personalities. Ninde, if one criticizes them because of not knowing their power, na janiya, not knowing out of ignorance, one ninde, one criticizes these Teji Assam, Mahi Assam, great persons. Nija doshe sei dukha paye janma janma. Forget about the apparent dosh in the great personalities, but by criticizing them, we become doshi. Forget about the faults of the great personality, apparent faults in the great personality that we are seeing. By criticizing them, we become faulty. Hare Krishna. Think about it. We are seeing a fault in a great person. We criticize the great person because of that fault. But by doing this activity, that great person does not have any fault. Rather, we become faulty. That fault comes on us. Common example is you look at the sun at noon and you spit on the sun. What will happen? The spit will fall on our face only. Nija doshe sei dukha paye janma janma. Birth after birth, they will suffer for that fault. And then last verse, 35. गर्हित करे यदि महा अधिकारी निंदा की दाय तारे हासिले मरी. What to speak of ninda? Ninda की दाय. अरे what to speak of criticizing? तारे हासिले मरी. Even if one simply laughs, mockingly laughs at a Teji Assam, at a Mahadhikari, Mahi Assam, at a great personality. Mahadhikari, Hasilai. If you laugh at a Mahadhikari, then one who performs, Garhita Kare, one who performs this activity is Mari, will be finished, will be vanquished. Even if we see that a Mahadhikari is performing an abominable act. Garhita Kare Jadi Mahadhikari. Nindara Kidaye Tare Hasilai Mari. Even if forget about criticizing such a Mahadhikari who apparently is doing a Garhit Karya, apparently doing a abominable activity, even if we laugh at him or her, we will be finished. We will be vanquished. We'll have to suffer. Purport. Persons who are qualified Mahabhagavats are not to be criticized by those who are less qualified. A person who ridicules the activities of a Mahabhagavat is inevitably degraded. I repeat, a person who ridicules the activities of a Mahabhagavat is inevitably degraded. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from a Vaishnava Guru, all these topics can be properly understood. This will come next. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will say this, that we have to study Srimad Bhagavatam from a Vaishnava Guru, then these things will be clear. Otherwise, we can read Srimad Bhagavatam and not get this point. We can miss the point. We need a Vaishnava Guru to teach us Shastra. In the Skanda Puran, Shri Skanda Puran, Maheshwar Khanda 17.106, it is stated, Sadhunam samachittanam upahasam karoti yah devo vapyathava martyah savidneyo dhamadhamah. Very powerful statement. One who ridicules, actually not even ridicules, upahasam, one who mocks, one who laughs at sadhunam samachittanam, at a great devotee who is fixed in Krishna consciousness, who is Murari Padarpita Chitta Vritti. Karoti yaha, one who does upahas, one who mocks or ridicules or laughs at a sadhunam samachittanam, at a pure devotee, Teji Asam, Mahadhikari. Devo va api athava martya. Whether a person is a demigod or whether one is a mere mortal, it doesn't matter. Sa vidneyo, one should know that such a person who does upahas, who mocks or ridicules Uttam Adhikari, Mahadhikari, is adhamadhama, is the most fallen among the fallen. Sa vidneyo adhamadhama is the most wretched of the wretched, most fallen of the fallen, most sinful of the sinful, most offensive of the offenders. Such a person who simply laughs, upahas, karotiya. So this is the verdict of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the verdict of the Holy Scriptures. This is the verdict of Dharma, which are all coming from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Vedanta Krit, Veda Videva Chaham. Krishna is the giver of Vedas. And Dharma Samsthapanartha hai Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. Krishna establishes Dharma. Dharmam tu sakshat Bhagavat Pranite. Dharma is what Krishna says. So this is the verdict of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the verdict of the Shastra. What is the verdict? That the great personalities who are called Teji Asam, or they are called Mahi Asam, or they are called Maha Adhikari or Uttam Adhikari, or they are called Sadhunam Samachittanam, these pure devotees, even if apparently there is some fault in them, we should not laugh at them and we should not criticize them. If we do, those faults that we are seeing in them will contaminate us and we will be the one who suffer. We will lose our taste in bhakti and we will get taste in material sense gratification, and that will be our fall down. So in bhakti, one should serve the Vaishnavas. One should encourage the Vaishnavas. One should glorify and appreciate the Vaishnavas. And one should practice Krishna consciousness very sweetly, very nicely. Absorb ourselves in Harinam, Harikatha, Vaishnava Seva, deity worship. So many activities are there. Kirtan is there. And we should be happy. And we should stay away from Vaishnava Ninda and Vaishnava Parihas. No matter how much spiritual advancement we make, we should be very careful of this fault. Hare Krishna. So we will stop here. We have 5 more minutes for any questions or comments. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, Sunil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very beautiful class. Especially last shloka was very heavy. Even if we mock it, Vaishnava will die actually. Yeah. Prabhuji, just a question like you said about the fall down. So Prabhu, like mistake has happened now, what to do after the fall down, Prabhu? Because we have lost the taste in, I mean, if we lost the taste in holy name, then it becomes very difficult.
Hare Krishna. If we are feeling the burn, if we are feeling the regret that I made a mistake, I did Vaishnava Aparadh, and as a result of that, now the leaves of my Bhakti Lata are drying up. My bhajan has become shushka. My bhajan has become very dry. Then the burn that we are feeling, the anutap, the regret that we are feeling, that is one of the prayaschitta. That is one of the atonement for this Vaishnava Aparadh. If it is possible, if we know which devotee we have criticized, which devotee we have ridiculed, then if possible, we should beg forgiveness from that Vaishnava or Vaishnavi. We should appreciate and glorify that devotee, and we should beg forgiveness from Sri Krishna, and then we will be forgiven. And with enthusiasm, having learnt our lesson, we should carry on with our bhajan. And we will see that soon our bhajan will again become saras. It will become, we will develop taste. It will become relishable. Krishna consciousness will become relishable again. So this is the way. And we should be very careful not to do it again. And the praman for this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself in Srimad Chaitanya Charitamritam and in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat also. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on his attempt to go to Vrindavan, when he turned back from Ramkeli and then Kanai Natashala, he said that Sanatan Goswami was right. I should not go with so many people, so many devotees. And he turns back, he comes to Kulyagram. And there Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying, and the word goes out that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our Nimai, now he is a sannyasi and he is going back to Jagannath Puri. So many devotees come to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Kulyagram. And that place is called Aparadha Bhanjanera Path, the place where all the offenses were forgiven. And there Gopal Chapal came, Devananda Pandit came, the students of Sri Nimai Pandit came who were planning to attack him. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgave all of them. One among them asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu what I should do, because I think I have criticized many devotees and now I don't even remember individually which devotee I must have criticized or ridiculed. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you have drunk poison with your mouth, then you have to drink the medicine, the antidote to that poison also with that same mouth. You criticize devotees with your mouth, with that same mouth, you glorify the devotees and don't criticize again. And that will be the atonement. Glorifying devotees is like drinking nectar. And when you drink nectar, you become healthy, spiritually healthy. So that is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told the devotee. So I hope this helps Sunil Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Eternally grateful. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no more questions, then Vinita Gandharva Mataji, you want to say something?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the beautiful class. Very grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Many
Mataji.
lessons today, Prabhuji. So many lessons to learn. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks again for a very, very inspiring class. So many, like Mataji said, so many lessons to learn. Thank you. Thank you
Hare
for your association.
Thank you, Mataji.
We can end the call here.
Hare Krishna.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय, हिज ग्रेस आदि गदाधर प्रभु की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Jai Shri. Thank you. Hare
हरि
Krishna.
ending the call, dear.